Hi Bishop Moore, this is Mr. Woelkers coming to you from Uganda. And before I start my video, I just want to introduce my assistant, Asan. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi everybody.
Asan helped me shoot this video. He loves the saints and he's a saint in the making. And I want to give him a shout out and say thank you for helping me make this video about Saint Damien. Good job, buddy.
Go Hornets.
I'm excited to share with you today about the feast day that we celebrate today and one of my favorite saints, Saint Damien of Molokai. Saint Damien has felt really close to my heart in these days because I'm actually living and serving here in Uganda. You can see behind me Lake Victoria. So I'm living and serving here with an organization called Imprint Hope, which serves children and their families who have disabilities. And in Uganda, children with disabilities, many times people are afraid to touch them because they think that those children either have a disease that's contagious or that they think that those children are cursed. So I'm serving here with an organization that touches people that literally no one wants to touch. And that's exactly what St. Damien of Molokai did. St. Damien was a Belgian priest who wanted to be a missionary, and he asked permission and begged to be sent to the island of Molokai in Hawaii, which in the 19th century was a leper colony. So that's where they would send people who had leprosy. They were basically outcasts of society, people who no one wanted to see or touch, the people who no one wanted, and they were sent there basically to die alone. Saint Damien left everything in his life behind, his family, his world. He left everything behind to go there and serve those people, not only to bring God to them, but to serve their physical needs, to help bandage their wounds, to provide schools and hospitals for them. So he became an amazing American saint. And he actually eventually contracted leprosy and died there on the island of Molokai. So he was a great saint. I know in my life I have experienced leprosy a little bit because when I was serving in Calcutta with Mother Teresa's Missionary of Charity Sisters, they had organized a community of lepers there, people who had leprosy. And when I went there, I saw those men and I saw how painful and how difficult the disease is. So luckily, leprosy is a bacterial infection that is now curable, but in the 19th century it was not curable, and you basically slowly parts of your body die. It's extremely slow and painful. So it's a terrible disease, and seeing those men really showed me what it meant for Saint Damien to go there and touch those people, literally touch them with God's love. And it really brought to life what it meant for Jesus to touch and heal lepers. So Saint Damien was an amazing saint, and I just want to share 3 things that I love about him. Number 1, he loved to the extreme. So Jesus says in John chapter 13, how did he love? He loved those who were his own in the world to the extreme. And the ones who are his own in the world are the ones that the world wants the least. And how did he love them? To the extreme. That's what Saint Damien did. He loved without limits. He didn't say, I will only love this much. He loved without conditions. He didn't say, God, I will go there and love those people if this or on this condition. He had no conditions. And he loved without hesitation. Whatever was needed, he became that. So to love without limits, without conditions, without hesitation, that is the call of Jesus Christ in our life, and that's what it means to be a saint. The second thing I love about Saint Damien is why he did that, and it's what I call his secret fire, which is the fire of the heart of Jesus. What motivated him? It was because he had experienced Jesus' own heart. So Saint Damien was from a community that was dedicated to the hearts of Jesus and Mary, and he himself was very devoted to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Whenever we see the image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, it is inflamed, it has flames on it. So what happens to us when we touch Jesus' heart, or his heart touches us? It sets us on fire. So having our hearts set on fire is exactly what allows us to love to the extreme. It was the same for Mother Teresa. What was it that motivated her to do so many great things for so many people? It was because she had experienced the thirsting love of Jesus on the cross. So the secret fire of Jesus' heart that became the fire of St. Damien's heart is one of the things I love about him. The third thing is that saints make saints. So near the end of St. Damien's life, I think he lived on the island of Molokai for over 20 years before he died. Near the end, some Catholic sisters came to help him, and one of them was St. Mary Ann Cope. And St. Mary Ann Cope became a saint in part because of her experience of encountering St. Damien and learning from him. So his holiness is contagious, right? And that's what helped St. Mary Ann Cope become a saint. So how do we become saints? By following the saints, by encountering them, by praying to them. Secondly, you never know it's important to think about that we never know how the holiness of our own life may help someone else become a saint. You never know how your witness, your choices of love may help someone else to become a saint. So I want to leave you today with just a couple of quotes also from great saints. One from St. Ignatius. In the moment of his life when he was having a great conversion, after both his legs were broken and he was stuck in bed for weeks and weeks, and he was reading the lives of the saints, and he said to himself, what if I should do what these saints did? What if I should do what the saints did? And that helped him to change everything about his life and to put him on the path to become a great saint. The second quote is from St. Augustine, also in the moment of great conversion of his life, when he said, Lord, every day I put you off. Day after day I say, tomorrow I will start. Tomorrow I will start. But why not today? Why not today? And that was the moment that everything in his life changed, and he gave everything to God, and the whole course of his life was changed. So I want to leave you with those two questions. What if I should do what the great saints did? And why not today? So we pray to St. Damien of Molokai. St. Damien, please pray for us that our hearts will be set on fire with the love of Jesus' own heart. Please pray for us that we will be able to have the courage to touch those who no one else wants to touch with God's own love. Please pray for us that we will become great saints like you are. I'm praying for all of you, and may God bless you.